Close meeting order at 6:01. All right, let's sit there and start with a roll call. I know the other meetings, I always sit there and have the names on it, man. I don't think- Monica Salinas?
Here.
Okay, Carlos Fernandez? Not present. Chuy Olivares? Myself. Joe Benavides?
Present.
Luis Hinojosa? Rick Laurel?
Present.
Arturo Dominguez?
Present.
Emilio Cher? David Puig?
Present.
Tony Arce? Jorge Martinez? You got a substitute? ¿Está reemplazando a Carlito o no?
No, estoy representando a Carlos Fernández, pero también ya nos pusieron una silla en la asociación. ATC.
Okay, this is
ATC.
okay. Jorge Cavazos, here. Jason Hinojosa?
Here.
Jerry Maldonado?
Here.
And the non-voting members, Juan Jose Garcia?
Here.
He's the ATC. And Pedro Felipe Lozano.
Here.
Right. Moving right along, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any public citizen comments that we have to offer? Moving right along then. Trying to make this as fast as possible, we got a long agenda, so. Okay, approval of the minutes, for June 18th. Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Arturo Dominguez motion and Monica second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. All right, let's start with the items for discussion. Presentation by Juan Carlos Gaston, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher that last name. Senior Vice President, Ports of Entry and Mexico Affairs for Green Corridors, LLC, regarding the construction and maintenance and operation of commercial elevated guideway border crossing near Laredo, Texas, and any other matters incident there too.
Good evening, Chairman, members. Elsa Hinojosa from your Laredo Bridge System. We were advised on Monday by Mr. Juan Carlos Gastelum he was not going to be able to attend today's Port of Entry for the presentation due to the reason the MOU is still in the works. It hasn't been finalized, so he will let us know when that MOU is finalized between management, and he'll let us know when he'll be able to attend the next Port of Entry to provide you with a presentation. But right now,
He's already given a presentation to the city though before, right?
yes, but I believe it was through WebEx, and it was not him. It was someone else that gave a brief presentation through WebEx.
Okay.
But right now, since they started with the MOU and the process, he said he'd rather wait.
So we'll table it.
If I may,
Table.
Mr. Chairman,
Please.
also, he made a presentation to the Mayor's Breakfast Committee, monthly meeting. She was there, was it, I think, last week?
But for the Port of Entry, he'd rather wait until it's finalized so he could provide more accurate information to you all. So
Well, we're
we'll
looking
table
for the
it.
presentation, so thank you. All right, discussion and possible actions to evaluate and potentially change the current service provider for the bridge toll systems due to significant limitations associated with the existing platform, including but not limited to operational and technical constraints, so. We need,
Yes. Actually, I didn't want to put the toll in specific because I think I wanted to include anything related to the bridge system. Any system, the overweights, anything to be evaluated and maybe change the provider because when Ms. Limon was director, we asked her for some changes when it came to the U-turns, like a light or something that could the driver have a sub account so he could see if they had a balance or not, and everything was impossible. It seems like the city needs a program that is tailor-made to what we need, and that's really what I wanted to ask the board to, if we could look for somebody that could really do your job a little bit easier and our job as well, and not detaining trailers. Bridge.
And I
For the
appreciate,
just for the record, Tony Arce showed up, so just,
And somebody else walked in.
No.
I appreciate that. We need your support. We really do. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, Mr. Enrique Moran, he's from Index. It's the one that we voted on last meeting.
Should be up.
Véngase por acá, Enrique.
don't have him listed yet. Oh, yeah, he is on the last one. Enrique Moran, right?
Yes.
Welcome, Enrique. Go ahead, Elsa, sorry about that.
So I just want to thank you for bringing this item. We're in really dire need to make a change, to make an audit to either the toll system or the vendor, that gives us and provides all these services. We see the need, especially in the NSF and the U-turns and all that stuff, not only in that, like as a whole. So it's been years, I want to say more than 20, 25 years that they had the same vendor. And we understand in order to make a change, to do an audit or bring a new vendor, it will take maybe a year, 2 years to implement and learn a new system, but it's needed. It's needed. Right now, usually with our IT system, we did have our council meeting on Monday, and it was brought up what IT is doing for the whole departments, to have a system, a user-friendly, to be able to use debit cards, credit cards especially to pay for pedestrians, instead of also using the turnstiles and all that good stuff to expedite. Get rid of the coins. That's one thing that we want to do. So we've been trying to make changes with the current vendor, trying to update, like I brought you last time, applications, have them online, issues with the auto replenish, issues with the credit cards that they remove them or they keep on changing them or there's expired credit cards. We've been trying on the back end to meet with IT. We've met more than 7 times with our IT system, with our current vendor as well that provides this system. And there's a lot of changes that we need to do. What can be provided by them, what's helping us, what's not. So it will be great if we can look into it, maybe going to making an audit, maybe look into a different perspective of evaluating the system. It's needed. This is it's holding us back. We're trying to make a change. We're trying to update everything, but we're also working with the provider to trying to work and coordinate with IT, trying to synchronize everything. Because it's not just IT. IT could have the best technology and trying to purchase softwares, but if the provider is not helping us to make those changes and correlate, that's where the holdup is at. So
Is there a contract with them?
Yes, sir. We have a contract. We should be looking into it this year, probably in October. And we also want to make some changes, what works for the city, what doesn't. So we'll be looking into the contract as well to make.
Usually there's a termination date. Is there, because it's coming up here this year, or you have to just review the contract first?
Usually when we get into a contract, it's a 3-year contract with 2 possible extensions, but we also do annual renewals. So that's where we can make changes to the contract and make more changes geared towards the city. What are the needs? What are expectations as well?
How much do you pay a year and how many changes do they do a year?
We pay $1 million a year.
That's all bridge systems.
How many changes do they do in a year?
Usually we can do it when we're up for renewal. So that's what we wanted to look into. I questioned it because I don't agree on some of, repairs, wear and tear, what is that they can help us do on the contract. So I do want to make some changes. We'll review, we had meetings. There's some verbiage that we need to change in terms. That would also help the city as well.
If I may, so what do you mean by you review, you renew every 3 years, right? They have the option to.
Every year.
Every
We have a contract, it's for 3
3
years of
years with
contract with
extensions.
two extensions. But every year that it's up for renewal, that's when we can review and make changes.
Are we in that
And
year?
how often do you all get together every year, or do you?
We usually have to do it around October, November, so
Before the
we're up for
budget
renewal,
starts?
yes, we're up for
So you're
renewal.
during the budget then?
Correct, it's not with the fiscal year, the fiscal year ends in September.
budget year.
So we're gonna do it way before the renewal, so we can have ample time for legal to review it, and same as the provider to have. They also have a time frame that they have to have their renewals ready, so we wanna do it way before, so legal can review it, and also the vendor can review so we can be on the same page with the changes. So,
I know there's certain time, allowances that they can't exceed, and one of the challenges that I guess we need to go through and sit there and move forward with this is, you know, if we have to send an RFQ, saying it's 2 or 3 years, maybe we could start moving forward with that, maybe, this is already a motion now, I mean, not a motion, but a suggestion. Want to make a recommendation on this or not?
I'd like to make a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to evaluate a potential change of the service provider for the toll bridge and any other system that's antiquated, so that we, something more tailor-made to your needs, or the city needs, in a good platform, and anything else that you need.
Is it possible if you could add also is to evaluate other companies that do this, because I don't think just anybody
Well, no, they
does.
have
Just submit an RFQ, but first review it, then we can go forward with the rest of it, so.
You know, to maybe look at possible opportunities to go after so they could bid it.
Get the best
Yeah.
option around
yeah,
this.
first we need to do a review, like
Yeah.
an audit,
Yeah.
to see if there's any deficiencies.
Absolutely.
So, Arturo, motion.
Can we,
Rick,
can
you
we
said-
include, sorry, now that we're in the conversation of making things better and improved, our current process to get, we have members, trucking company members that get oversized permits every week to cross freight into Mexico. Can we evaluate that also? What do I mean by that? I used to personally get permits way back in the day when the office was in Arkansas and Saunders, when Mr. Moreno was there, many, many years ago. And when this was created many years ago, they will require us to go and take a picture of the load and bring a copy of the bill of lading and fill out a form. It is my understanding that in today's age, they still require all those things. Our request is that really needed, or what is the whole purpose of having a physical picture
Right.
of the load and all that stuff? In the permit itself, you have to put the trailer number, the license plates, and the basic information that can be verified physically at the bridge. When the driver shows up, it should match. The state of Texas also requires us to get over-dimensional permits, and it's all done online. And it's basically more than anything an honor system. If we get pulled over or somebody checks us and the permit is wrong or the information is wrong, then you're in violation, right? And you get a citation. The intention is let's modernize it, and also the time frame of the permits. It is my understanding that the time frame of the permits has decreased over the years, right? And that makes it difficult at times because if there is an issue at the bridge, if the system falls in Nuevo Laredo and then everything stops, if you already got a permit, now it expires and you have to buy another one, right? So be more modernized, a little bit more friendly to that industry and make it less, I want to use the right word here,
Tedious.
make it more friendly.
User-friendly.
More user-friendly.
How long has this, service provider been with the city?
More than 25 years.
How long?
More than 25 years we've had the system. So this is the reason why we want to conduct an audit, so we can make sure they're providing the services that are adequate, or to make sure the crossings, that everything correlates, and of course to make sure that to keep up innovating with technology, you know, to make sure we're synchronizing and providing more effective technology. And there's a lot of things that we can improve with technology, and we believe it's time. You know, it's time to make an audit and make a change.
And the name of the service provider,
Transcore.
Transcore, they've been recently purchased by somebody else, have they?
I'm not aware of that, but I
Have
can
they?
look into it.
Or is
From
it,
my understanding, it's still Transcore,
okay.
yes.
That doesn't mean that they didn't get purchased, but
Correct,
the
so
name.
I'll look into it. As for the contracts we have and, you know, all the invoices and everything that we process on a monthly basis, it's the
Are
same.
you familiar what other, port of entries, what kind of, providers that they use?
What we did have meetings with IT. IT staff went to a conference with, for toll system, and they provided some feedback and some recommendations, and this is the reason why we're trying to look into it and try to make a change, because there's systems out there, And we also reviewed other bridges as well, what they use. Some of them have a main vendor, but they also have a third party that provides all the services that this vendor can provide. So that's how they work together. Our current vendor, we can't do that because of their system. Either it's outdated or they have to upgrade, and then there's more charges that come with it. So this is the reason why we want to make sure we can do this audit to see if it's feasible or not. And maybe we can find another vendor.
Members of the board, I think if the evaluation of a system like this, it's a big system.
$1 million a year, I mean, taking into consideration
So-
AI is a big deal right now, so.
If we're having problems with it, I think we need to identify where the problems are immediately.
That's what the review's under.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, the city of Laredo has been the leaders in toll system collections and so forth, to where everybody looks to the city of Laredo as to the system that is currently in place. So if there's some things that need to be looked at, I think we need to look at the big picture. What do other port of entries utilize? And not so much port of entries, but Transcorp is very similar to what other toll roads and port authorities and, subways and those type of things. So I think this is a bigger picture than, and if there's having some problems as far as reporting and those type of things, I think those things need to be discussed immediately with Transcorp and find out why, we're having these issues.
Mr. Olivares, the thing is that they see us as a little client. I mean, yes, they're huge and they pay attention to somebody else. They don't pay attention to the city. I mean, we learned that in the first meetings about these U-turns and trying to get a sub-account for a driver. If he was in zero, don't even cross the trailer. Don't even intend to get online because you're gonna be sent back and you're gonna detain the whole line. That's how it all started. That's how we learned about this system.
Yep.
It seemed antiquated big time. I think it's time to review and
Enrique, you were gonna make a comment?
Yeah, no, you just mentioned we spend $1 million a year, right? So my question is more than the city. I mean, if we're looking for something more modern, updated, right? And automatically my mind said that's gonna be more expensive, right? So the city is ready or have the capability to pay more if we change for a new software?
Let me tell you
I
something.
mean, budget-wise?
Aside from the 1 million, every time that we try to make a change and upgrade, we get charged for that. So I believe it's time. The money, we can find it. But like I tell you, yes, every time you upgrade or change a system or to a new vendor, it takes time since Transcorp owns everything, all the equipment. But every time we have to do an upgrade, an application, anything, edits that we need to do, we're charged for that, aside from the 1 million.
Yeah, so 1 million is not what you pay. You pay more than that.
No, you
Correct.
put,
Yeah,
you-
but so
exactly.
that is the reason we
that's my
wanna do
point.
an audit to make sure, you know what, Transcorp's right. This is what other toll system companies are doing or charging, to make sure they're doing their due diligence. as
So their
well.
contract is coming up
Correct. The
in
renewal.
October.
The renewal, yes, for review.
If I
I think it needs to be, if
We have a motion already, and we got a second, I think,
we have a
right?
discussion. We're just discussing. We're
If-
discussing
if I
before we
may-
vote.
I mean,
oppose the motion.
Motion, motion, but we're in discussion, so
Yeah.
anything you
Are
wanna
we-
say?
are we
you can-
using
If I
their
may?
systems?
Yeah, please.
Or is it our system that we're using their software? Is that correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna let you know something, and I know other people are gonna say that I'm crazy, but $1 million isn't much. We should be spending more. I'm letting you know that. That's really nothing comparing to what the banks and everybody uses with technology. We're spending millions just for that. And we should pay more attention and look more at that. Find other companies, even go further up north or, LA and other ports of entry. But for what we cross, we are the premier, we are the leaders. Somebody should be on that period all the time. And other institutions such as ourselves, we look at that every day because our technology is changing all the time. And for you guys that are in the business, you guys need to voice it even more, but $1 million what we're paying is really what we're getting.
Correct. So I'm glad you brought it because we do need to invest, we need to put more money in technology to get better quality.
That's right.
So
Now-
that is gonna cost more than that, yes, but it's gonna be cost effective and it's gonna expedite everything and we're gonna be able to provide a better service.
And I'm hoping your audit can cover that, like, right, what the comparable costs are gonna be for other type of vendors out there, whether they're north, wherever they are. But do you all think, can your team get that audit completed before the October renewal period, or how much time do you think you all are
Yes,
gonna need?
right now, we're working on that. We've been meeting with IT, so we're trying to look for, you have to go through vendors. There's a protocol we need to follow through the purchasing, so we're working on that. We've been working on that since June. So hopefully we get the required vendors to proceed with the audit.
And we're at
Can
their
we get-
mercy, because we're using their systems.
Yeah,
Whenever that's all available, can you share that with us?
yes.
And Monica, you were gonna say something?
Yes, well, I just hear you saying a lot, like you are charged because any upgrade, and that happens in any other systems. Everything you are gonna ask for change, the software, the system, the equipment, you're gonna be charged, no matter who's the provider. But I think we need to look into the specific response that they give to you when you ask for something tailor-made or an equipment that you need to be replaced. What is the response from them? Do they ignore you? Do they respond right away?
This is one of the reasons we want
And
this audit.
as you mentioned, we need to go, and I think that's part of our job, to go to the people that we know from other ports to see what type of service they have, what they get from there, and then make all comparisons with your comments and our feedback that we
And
have
we've
from other
done
people.
Those comparisons we have to other ports, and this is the reason why we gotta look into this. So, and yes, I know every upgrade, anything that they're gonna charge you, but if we need to have a simple inventory system of the lifespan of the equipment, and it wasn't there for years, that worries me. Because if one lays down because an equipment, we didn't have a backup or anything in inventory, that's what I'm worried. So if they were purchased in a certain year and their lifespan was 10 years, my fear is all of them were gonna give out.
But it wasn't there because the people that was in charge, they didn't ask for it, or because they don't have that?
Previous
Because
management.
you,
so
you
we're-
cannot blame the provider because something
No,
wasn't
we're
done
not,
on the
we're
back,
not
or,
blaming the provider.
right?
Correct.
We're not blaming it's like it's on both ends. Same as management could have asked, hey, give me an inventory, give me the lifespan of all the equipment. So I believe it's on both ends.
Yeah.
The bridge also, we should have followed up what was the lifespan of this equipment that was installed. But same as the company, they should have also, hey, this is about to expire. You need to have so many backups in case this equipment stops working. So I believe it's on both ends.
Additional comments?
Yeah, I think the system that's in place is a system that probably at the time is the only one that can handle the volume that the Port Laredo's have. The volume, I don't think there's any other border city that has the volume that Laredo has. So, saying that, and if there's issues now with some of those procedures that are supposed to be reporting for whatever reasons, I think we need to really sit down with Transcorp and address some of these issues with them, because there ain't too many companies out there that can handle Laredo's volume. So,
I don't think there's too many companies out there, period.
No, maybe you
And
can look at
hopefully
San
with
Diego, the passenger crossing, because they do volumes as well in passengers, so, I don't know, just.
Well, hopefully with this buyout, that these people are coming in with better technology and upgrades and those things. But I would suggest too, and I know you already have a motion on the table, we gotta move forward, is one of you guys that are in the industry that knows what's needed, is to get together with personnel, city personnel, and create what's needed to add to that, what we already have in the system, and ask if their system could handle the changes.
Exactly.
Because that's all it takes, and there's a cost to it, but hey, it's minute of what we're paying compared to what we make in bridge revenues and what we make for the federal government.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a computer system.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna get you whatever you ask for. And at the time, the program was developed based on what the city's needs were. If those needs have changed now, I think those need to be addressed because that's gonna require a program, modification. Either way, because what we were asking for, 10, 15 years ago, might not be the same that we're asking for now. So that, and like you say, every time you ask for something different, the system's gonna have to be altered in order to get you that information.
If they can't make an app with what we have, it's antiquated.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, it can happen.
Well, right now, currently, they're building the bridges and they're trying to work on the unified cargo processing. And that's also incorporated on the US side, so we gotta sit there and work on some kind of advancement with that, just to accommodate all those needs as well. I know we're gonna talk about signage later on, but hopefully they can kinda move forward on that, so. Any additional comments, anybody?
Move to vote.
So we'll go for
Anybody?
vote.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? All right, motion passes. All right. Item number 3, update discussion by engineering department regarding the road leading to the World Trade Bridge, import law from River Road, and any other matters incident hereof.
Good afternoon, members of the Port of Entry Advisory Committee. My name is Gloria Perez Saavedra from the Engineering Department, and I'm here to give you the status of the road connecting the riverbank to the import lot of the World Trade Bridge. We received comments from TxDOT. We worked with them. We submitted the revised plans, and actually we had a meeting last week to explain why we were doing it, and we're waiting on their response.
Are they here? Is TxDOT here?
Here in the meeting, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
That's what we need. We need both of you here. They blame you and you blame them, and we can't get this thing done.
Well, yes.
I mean, honestly, the road, the McPherson, the Springfield Extension Road, that last part, they just did the ribbon cutting on Tuesday or Monday. I mean, that was built faster than this little road. I can't believe that, but it was done faster. And that's something that we don't understand, how it's possible that they can put a concrete road much faster than that road that they were supposed to do something like a garage something, or I don't know what they call that road, but.
Can we table this issue and have TxDOT included with you so we can have the discussion together on this?
Yep.
Well, last week when I met with them, I informed them about the meeting, and I verbally invited them, but,
So what's the technicality? I don't understand. What is missing?
I guess like you said, we should let Bridge bring them both together and do your magic to bring them together, because I don't think we're gonna get anywhere today.
Especially with the city asking maybe permission. I know you're the department, but maybe we get, somebody that can, they'll listen to, that makes sense.
And perhaps more than just an invite, so that we're asking them.
We recommend they attend.
sure,
Okay.
Motion to table?
Well,
Maybe
motion,
some-
We'll do it.
Second motion to table.
All right, all in favor? Table?
thank you.
All right, item 4, discussion with possible action to advise the mayor and city council members to add neon signage at each primary booth at World Trade Bridge to indicate open and closed status in any of the matters incident thereto.
Is this besides the signage that you
Yes,
have
we'll
already?
provide.
This is
more-
other signs, right?
Yes.
This is another sign.
Yes.
Y le pregunto a Pedrito, pero tú crees que si cuando pasas las máquinas de rayos que instalaron, si tú ves el anuncio iluminado, que si está cerrado o está abierto para los operadores, procesarían mejor, ¿en qué fila se irían o no? Como cuando el Sentry que dice arriba, está cerrado, está abierto. ¿Tú crees que el operador se beneficia?
Definitivamente en el puente, pues los operadores es otro nivel, ¿no? De ponerle las cosas más claro, yo creo que es lo más correcto, ¿no? Yo creo que ahorita, por ejemplo, estábamos viendo el caso de Colombia, que en el lado de México a Estados Unidos está bien mal anunciado, entonces ahorita yo creo que es súper importante que les quede bien claro a los operadores y sí, digo, no creo que sea algo tan caro como para no poderlo hacer, ¿no? Yo creo que debe de hacerse.
Perdón, ¿esto estás hablando northbound?
On the
Yes.
booth,
World
yeah.
Trade.
Inside CBP property?
On these little booths, yeah.
And CBP is okay with,
I talked to
CBP saw these signs somewhere else.
and they said that they were all right with it. And also they want to include, in addition to that, they also want to include, because they're going to start doing, like I said, the unified cargo processing, they want to include, if it's open for unified cargo, it's just open or closed or whatever it is. So they want to add more if that's allowed. So this is a good recommendation, that's it.
So you're talking about the arrows, son las flechas que están, o sea, en vez que diga cerrado, open, close, abierto, cerrado, es una flecha color verde, si está cerrado es una flecha color roja. So, yes, I agree that it needs to be the word, you know, close.
Open, closed.
Correct.
So they
we
can
look into
decide
that. Correct.
where they're gonna move, and not,
Yes.
yeah, is there somebody there or not?
Better visibility, yes, so we can look into that. We can
I
look
make
into
a
that.
motion.
CBP might be
CBP
upset.
also said UCP, if you could include it.
CBP might be upset by me saying this, but why can't CBP pay for this?
Is that city property?
No, it's on our cities, but those
No va a
signs,
pagar CBP.
excuse me?
No va a pagar CBP, ¿o sí?
Es que están
wait,
hablando
let
de
her-
northbound traffic.
Let her answer, because she's about to tell us why.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say, if it's the arrows and the signage that we looked into it, we met, so we're like, let's see what they're talking about. So I go, if those are the arrows you're talking about going, northbound? Okay, so then if it's on our side, they are, synchronized with transport as well. Staff locks in and they have access either to close or open the lane. They synchronize with their toll system vendor.
Right, but there's nothing telling them that this lane is closed. and
Yes,
this-
no, they're,
This is the primary booths, where the inspector is at primary. When the
Okay.
truck reaches the first officer at World Trade Bridge, that's where the sign belongs, the neon sign that
Okay.
says
Open.
open, close, or something.
But we're talking coming from Mexico
Northbound.
to the
Yes,
US,
yes.
after you pass the X-ray machines.
Yes, sir.
That CVP installed before they get to the
inspector.
inspector, the CVP officer.
They'll know where to go,
The city,
Okay.
this is what we're talking, right?
just by looking at, I know where to
Well,
go.
that's why my question was, why can't CVP just, or is that part belong to the city, or how does that work? Like, it's beneficial, sí va a ayudar mucho, yo siento que ayuda mucho, pero pues, ¿por qué la ciudad lo va a pagar y no lo paga CVP?
Like you said, it's incorporated with a Transcore, and on top of that, I mean, just even more.
Pero eso, ahí no paga so we own also the CVP's technology?
not the technology. That's what I was trying to
Entiendo
say.
que esa parte es de la ciudad, ¿no? Las casetas y eso es de la ciudad, por eso lo pagaría
Al
la
lado de
ciudad.
CVP.
Sí,
Sí.
sí, por eso dije que era preguntar qué side.
I didn't know
Pero
that.
we can look into it, and yes, it makes sense. Si nada más hay flechas, arrows, it makes
So
sense.
the
to have.
motion is it good for us to ask the city council?
Suggest the city
We can
council
look
to
into
you.
it.
Yeah, everything is
Is that
suggested.
something that you need council approval for, or is that something that you can do within your budget?
We can do it within the budget.
Yeah, you don't need to ask
Yeah.
city council
So
for anything,
the only.
just like the other signs.
Correct. The only time we would take it to council if it goes over the $50,000.
But taking into consideration, you using Transcore, right? There's gonna be,
Correct. We
there's
need
gonna be
to-
additional fund involved.
Correct.
They're gonna talk about it.
You need to have a
Yes,
system
that's-
change,
Yes. Yeah.
an upgrade,
Yeah. So we can look into
Yeah,
it.
another million, yes.
another $1 million.
Lo que sí es que vamos a poder, se va a poner en evidencia a CBP que a veces no tiene todas las casetas abiertas, cuántas están abiertas, entonces creo que puede ser
No, pero está bien, está bien.
Que sí, y después va a decir no, o sí.
Eso se trata.
No, eso está bien.
Pero bueno, por
Si le cayó el saco, le cayó el saco.
digo, nomás para
Acuérdate que
tener...
cierran 5 minutos para ir al baño.
Ah, sí.
Nada más.
No más. Okay, the motion is
Diez
to,
minutos, ¿no?
no, we don't need a motion on
Yeah,
this.
motion. It's within our budget.
All right, any more additional questions, comments?
$49,999
With 99 cents.
and 99 cents.
No more comments? All right, moving right along. Discussion with possible action to recommend that mayors and city council support and invest in 2 additional fast lanes at World Trade Bridge and any other matters incident thereto.
Well, this was brought by Mr. Flores in our last meeting.
Yeah,
To
so-
start looking into the expansion of the fast lanes, because it takes more than a
that's
year,
right.
2 years. That's why I put it in the agenda.
Yes, and it is my understanding as per the meetings, we have monthly meetings, bi-weekly meetings with to discuss about the World Trade expansion. It is not part of the project right now. It will require additional funding, but we can also look into it
No,
for those 2.
good, because I was talking to CVP last week in Mexico City, and yesterday I was in DC. In addition to that, I was talking to Mr. Cuellar, and he also said that he could support in funding on this if we requested that, because he understands we need it. Local CVPs has stated that because of the fast, not the fast, CPAT office being Laredo, they've certified 34 additional carriers, so there's improvement on this, and there's more increased volume, so they anticipate going to 30–40%. Right now, they're at 30%, I'm sorry, 40 to 45. With that being said, I mean, just the volume alone, considering that we got 2 years for that bridge to go out, so it's,
Yeah.
Takes a
Are
while.
those additional lanes in the design already?
Yes, yeah, well, yes,
They have
there's
2.
space.
Yeah,
There's
but they,
space,
they
but
have
there's
the
no
space available, but they're not.
hardware.
Yeah.
So
they
they need
have-
to be
They need to
designed,
be designed.
so that's,
Yes.
you're gonna have to have a change order on that?
We'll look into it, but it's not part of the scope. It's
Yeah.
not part of the project. The space is there, but we would need to, I would need to
So
talk
that's-
to Sid. I know we've looked into it. It would require additional funding.
Yeah.
We have the
Space.
space there.
The space is there for how many more?
It was,
That's
the
gonna
space
be-
is there
I
for
know
2.
there's currently
two
some
more.
restrooms. We would need to move those.
No, but
we
it
need to do
is,
space.
it was done that way, to add an additional 2 when needed.
Correct.
And I think we already need them.
It's just the funding.
We're gonna need them by the time.
We're gonna need them.
By the time they build them, oh yeah.
So, but yeah, we can look into that. I'll get you more information on that.
Yo creo que tienen que ir de la mano los que usan FAST, tienen que ser empresas certificadas CITIPAT. Y ahorita, o al menos lo que nosotros sentimos en la Asociación de Transportistas, es que hay muchas empresas que están esperando verificación porque no está cruzando la gente de CITIPAT a Nuevo Laredo. Entonces hay que evaluar, yo creo que el volumen, que mientras CITIPAT no abra, el volumen de la Fast Line no creo que pueda crecer mucho.
No, ya comentaron que sí. Javi Vázquez, hablé con él ayer y hoy, y me comentó que ya está creciendo, y aparte el director nuevo de CityPad se llama Pete Tui, y él dijo que va a prometer que van a validar más gente, porque ya están certificados. Para certificar es un proceso,
Así es.
para validar es otro proceso.
Así es.
Cuando abrieron la oficina, certificaron como 40 empresas, 34, ¿cuántas?
Ayer, antier me comentaron que 34 nuevos empresas de carriers, ¿no?
De Nuevo Laredo.
Pero
¿no?
te
Nuevo Laredo,
comentaron cuántos
entonces
están
ya lo están
suspendidos.
haciendo.
Nuevos.
¿Te han
y-
comentado cuántos están suspendidos con las
No
visitas?
hablan de esto.
How many are suspended because of the visit that they have been doing in Nuevo Laredo?
That's another process, man. That's part of the. So is it a recommendation or just?
Yeah, it's a recommendation that
It's
this,
just a recommendation, it's just.
We'll bring back more information in the next
Yeah,
meeting.
please. That's on you, Rich, staff reports.
For your bridge staff report. For your NSF, if you're insufficient fund U-turns, we did have a slight increase. Last month, in May, we had combined with World Trade in Colombia, we had a total of 146. This month, it went up by 43 for a total of 189. And this is the reason we've been working since I know Mayor Pro Tem Perez had an agenda item on a concern on the U-turns and what can we do to reduce this U-turns. So what we're doing, we've met with IT, of course, and also working with our vendor to try to expedite and make changes to the application as well. And what we're trying to do is adding some verbiage to the application, like I had mentioned before, we're still on it. Staff work on the application, it's ready on the changes that we needed, not to remove, not for the, account owner to be able to remove the credit card, to leave it there on file, not to be able to remove the auto replenish. Also adding some verbiage that, is just adding a checkbox, I authorize the City of Laredo Bridge System to, reduce or disfunds from my account. We're trying to do that to have more accountability. Everything's right on our end. Now we turn it over to IT and transport to make sure to make the changes. I'm not a guru on IT, but I know to add a little box, a little checkbox on the back end, it requires a lot of data, a lot of applications to do. So I would not have an answer how IT works, but on our end, it's ready. We know we want to add. Staff has revised the terms. So we're waiting for IT. They should have an answer by the end of July because I have to report August 4th meeting with an answer to council on what we're doing to expedite this. That way they can remove the credit card to make sure they have the funds available to decrease these U-turns. So we're waiting again on IT. IT already knows what they had to do, staff as well. We're waiting on transport to help us and make these changes on the back end to be able to add this application online and to be able to add these checkboxes so the client will be able to remove their credit card or the auto replenish. And this is where we have the issues that they unclick the auto replenish, or let's say the company doesn't have the funds, so the driver has to pay with their own credit card. And of course, once they cross, I'm gonna remove it because I don't wanna have the next person use my monies. So this is what we wanna do, have the company have a credit card there in place where they can remove it. So that way this would reduce this U-turn. So we're awaiting on transfer and IT to give us an answer when they will finalize this data or application changes.
They're charging you for every time the transcript
Yes.
turn.
Yes, so.
Maybe we can pay the signs with the U-turns.
Maybe we should increase
Yeah.
the fine as well.
Yeah, for the second and third
El
one,
mismo problema.
another increase.
And that's something that we wanted to, that's something we wanted to bring up to you, penalizing, right? You know what, first time, so much money, second time, so much, third time. But right now, we're trying to work on our end with the application on what we can do not to have the client remove their credit card. Next step will be penalizing.
This company with the 8 U-turns is, how many crossings a day or a month he has? He just have one or the 8 a month
Okay.
or?
So this is what we're trying to do. On the application itself that we revise, we want to be able to add also, when the company applies, okay, we do so many crossings per month, 4 or 5 axles, this is how much you need to have, you know, depending on the crossings. That way they have an idea, I need to have this amount of money. That way my account doesn't go negative or zero amount. That's what we're trying to add in the application as well. So, and again, I repeat, every time that we do this, we give it a call. We try to educate everyone on the do's and don'ts before we suspend their account. We want to work with them. But again, we need to start penalizing. But before we do that, we want to make changes on our end with our IT and our transport system before we start doing that. Because on our end, we need to be innovative. We need to improvise with the technology again. Because that's on our end. If we were able to remove and add those changes, this will help out
Is this the
before we
same
start
Is this the
penalizing
same company every month or is it a different company?
different companies.
Pero tú sí entiendes lo que estamos hablando.
Sí, claro, de la
Sí,
empresa que
so lo que-
regresaron y que
So, lo que
no
queremos,
están
queremos
diciendo
es, sí, para minimizar las U-turns, ¿verdad?
Sí, claro.
Lo que están haciendo, quitan la tarjeta de crédito,
Sí, sí.
quitan el auto replenish y no están los fondos disponibles. O cada vez que el driver pasa, tiene que usar su tarjeta de crédito personal para el cruce. Después que cruzan, pues la quitan, porque el otro que cruce de la misma compañía, pues no quieren que use los fondos de él. So, lo que queremos hacer es que la compañía se haga responsable y que tenga los fondos disponibles para cuando pasen los cruces y
En
evitar
las
estos.
autopistas de México, digo, nomás, allá son bien duros con eso, le tenemos que depositar por adelantado, digo, nomás para que lo tomen en cuenta de que sí pasa y que en México lo hacen
That would
mucho
be
más duros que lo que son aquí, ¿eh?
Sí, pero no tiene
That would be a
transport.
good recommendation that they pay before, that they can't use it unless they pay their tolls before, like.
Well, that's,
So that's,
Technically, they are doing that.
that's what we're
Technically,
doing.
it's
Yeah.
what's
But if it runs out of
happening.
money, then that the problem is that they remove the credit card, so the system can't charge nobody. And if I only have $7 left and I've got a 5-axle truck, then it's not gonna work.
There's no auto replenish.
So that's the problem, that
There is,
they
but they remove it.
remove
Right,
it.
right, right.
Yes,
There's nothing,
yeah.
there's nothing
Deactivate.
backing it up.
Correct.
It's deactivated, and then they pay the, what is it, $100 fee? Plus the,
Pero de esos 162 camiones se tardan 4 minutos, entre 3 y 4
Yeah.
para regresarlos y parar toda la fila.
Sí, claro.
Para que se pueda salir. Son muchos minutos.
The issue has always been that it doesn't have sufficient funds, so you gotta back it up,
Yeah.
gotta take it all the way around, and that's been the problem all the time. You know, I don't know if there's maybe
Sí, es lo
the
que-
code reading that is further down the road that'll catch them before they even get close and automatically will tell them, hey, this truck doesn't have the funding, so you got staff out there, okay, you move him right there instead of him going all the way to where the tolls are, and then you get stuck. That would require some automation further down on where your trucks are coming in, like they do at the autopistas.
Sí, en México haz de cuenta que tenemos que tener, por ejemplo, 50,000 pesos de fondo. Llegaste a 50,000, se tuvieron, sigues teniendo los 50,000, o sea, aquí puede ser opción de tener dos.
ya te entendí.
Ya estamos por adelantados. ¿no?
Ya te entendí lo que quisiste decir, ok.
Sí.
You never
Bueno,
El
post
minimum
lower than-
es
Eso es lo que queremos hacer
mucho
en la
más
aplicación.
alto.
Así
Y
es.
a lo mejor me
Ya.
expliqué, disculpa. Solo que digan, ¿sabes qué? Esta compañía hace tantos cruces por mes.
Así
De
es.
tantos axos, esta es la cantidad que tienes que tener en tu cuenta.
Así es.
So, mínimo.
Exactamente.
But
Vamos
that's,
para adelante.
but that's
porque
already,
eso es-
that's already how it works, for example, the AVI, right? When you cross from Laredo to Nuevo Laredo, my credit card is there. So I have a minimum,
Correct.
right? So when I cross, I can see, right, the total and say, if it is touching the $1,000, for example, you reload it again, right? So it's gonna be never being in zero.
Yeah, the problem here is that they use the driver's card, and then the next time, and then they take it off, and then the next driver comes up and he doesn't have any funds, and then it's not a company credit card that they're using.
Or maybe what you change is the actual minimum amount. Like, for example, I have a personal one, right? And it's $100. So if it ever goes under $100, I get a yellow light, right? So maybe you raise that to say your minimum amount is $500.
If-
So,
Yeah, if-
so to help with, con lo que estás diciendo tú, o sea, el nivel es más alto para que no te pase esto.
Así es.
Especially with these accounts.
Sí, exactamente.
Mr. Chairman.
Y la otra cosa que
Son los mismos.
creo que es importante es que cosas bien simples es que manden muchas cosas, correos a las empresas, ¿sabes? Digo, yo lo digo en mi empresa, a veces vemos amarillo y no llega ningún correo a la empresa, que creo que son cosas básicas. A la hora que ponga amarillo, que mande correos a las empresas y ya no hay que a quién.
Is
Eso es
there-
otra
is there-
cosa,
Is there a
pero-
way, excuse me, I'm sure you have a lot of money in this account as of today.
No, hombre, no
But
preguntes.
anyway, is there a way, now that you're gonna investigate, you know, our software company and stuff, is there a way to charge, you're knowing that you're gonna cross the bridge, before you take off from your warehouse, is there some way that you could get charged before you get to the bridge toll? And, you know, you already have it that it's paid and you're already out the door, before they even drive the truck and get on the road, is there a way from technology from the warehouse or from where it's gonna be expedited to cross the bridge, it's already paid?
What's the range of the sensor?
I don't have that answer for you.
But have it before that they leave the port, from their warehouse. I don't.
But I know where you're going with
Go
this,
back
maybe,
up
and
to
maybe
the yard, yeah.
designate half of the booths for a QR code that you have already prepaid, and if you have that prepaid,
That's the
you go
future.
through those, cause it's already, it's gonna
So
scan
done.
paid, right?
Yeah.
And then leave some for you wanna pay now with the tag.
So this is the
Get it
reason why
sped
we
up.
wanna upgrade. This is the reason why right now they can't even send an email. This is what we're trying to work with the
This is why
company
we
as
need to
well.
change.
Well, I'd like to make a
I
motion
came back to the
that
point
with
of
the monies that we
saying-
have here,
Make
to
sure
get a
that they don't
consultant
see
to come in to help us get the
No
technology,
les hace
to
nada.
see what we need with somebody from the committee to oversee.
So we already tried using some of those funds once, but they're absorbed into the general fund.
Yeah, but right now it's the time.
Yeah.
You know, if we need to, we can make transfers to the pertaining line item to do the work, you know, or a consultant or professional services. This is the time.
Now's the time to do it, and I think that might be a better option for times and time, you know, everything else to cross, and it's done from there, when they're leaving their warehouse, it's already scanned, it's already paid.
Take into consideration all the comments from all these trade professionals. You got a lot of information for the review, so hopefully we can take that into consideration.
Yep, we will.
All right.
So,
I'll
So
take
with
back
that-
my motion then.
so you have your reports, you know, on both World Trade and Columbia Bridge. You can see the trending. You have the total of your 189 for both bridges, how many U-turns, and your auto replenish visuals. You know, you have your total accounts that have the auto replenish, the ones that don't for your commercial and your non-commercial. Just a little synopsis of your totals. You have your monthly update report from the World Trade Bridge expansion. We're still waiting, we're still at 75% with all the environmental assessments, and we're still waiting on approvals on that. So you have the report there.
Is the timeframe still the same?
Yes.
Nothing's changed?
Is there a way that you can email us this
Sure.
after
Yes.
the meetings?
Yes.
Because I like to keep them and I scan them, but after the meetings, whatever you bring us.
Do you want it just for everyone? to
Well, I
have it?
would like,
Actually,
Yeah, I think
for
it's
me, it
good.
would be before better, so we can
Well,
have it.
before
you
or
don't have
after,
to print this,
but-
and we can save the planet.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, before or after, as
Tricia
long
comes
as,
back
no,
to
no,
before.
get them in el email, pues, para-
He's getting
You
paid.
want it?
I'm hoping Tricia. we
Sí
can
venía
save
el
the
programa,
people.
¿no?
No, venía nada más el
El programa,
agenda.
el puro inicio.
Sí, el agenda, pero todas estas cositas, pues, que nos las accesorios.
Solo venimos.
Have the muscles been moved?
Not yet. Hopefully they move on their own.
But we're still on the same timeline, right?
Excuse
We're
me?
still on the same timeline, right? Even though they haven't.
No, we're still at the same time, yes. With that being said, I just want to give you some updates on the empty signage. I know you were asking on those. On the empty signage by the Horseshoe, we should receive those signs today. We wanted them in English and Spanish. We should receive them this week. We're coordinating with traffic. Staff sent an email yesterday. If we could coordinate next week to put up those signs empty, for the empty English and Spanish, and also to repaint not the striping, but the wording of the empties on the road as well. We did send an email to follow up on the other signage on I-69 with TxDOT. We haven't received any review on their end. So we did send an email to Captain Gonzalez from Port Police. So we're waiting to see, hopefully next week, they give us an answer on their end, on that signage that they wanted on.
You're talking about in
69.
front of Expeditors, or, on the loop, right outside the
Yes.
port? Okay.
That we don't have,
Yeah.
that state.
Authorization, right.
So that's what we have for you right now, an update. Any other questions that you have?
Any comments, anybody? All right, moving right along. A lot of agenda items are moving kind of quick. Other business? Anybody want to, comments for the next business meeting? We'll get it given us.
The third Wednesday is the 20th of
The
August.
13th or the 20th?
We have the third Wednesday of every month.
So the 20th?
For this
or the yeah,
Correct.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
20th? Everybody go to the 20th?
I'll be out.
Es el tercer miércoles de cada
Cada
mes.
mes, perfecto.
Okay.
Y se hizo así porque el cuarto está reservado.
Está bien, yo creo que es buena fecha.
So I guess we'll schedule for 20, everybody's in favor, so.
Yep.
Good?
Yep.
Mr. Quake's gonna be out, so.
That's fine. Y'all don't need me.
Same time.
Right.
Motion to
All right, you made a motion, yeah?
Second,
Okay.
thank you.
You.